In the late 1940s, an old apartment building stood quietly in a dimly lit corner of a bustling city. The residents of this building knew that it had once been one of the most sought-after places in the city. However, the apartment on the top floor, numbered 13, had become the stuff of legends over the years. Apartment 13 had remained unused and abandoned for as long as anyone could remember. Once a happy couple's home, a tragic event had unfolded within its walls. The man, heartbroken after losing the woman he loved, had taken his own life. Since that day, the cursed apartment had been left vacant and derelict. In those years, rumors swirled about the building. Some neighbors claimed to have heard strange noises at night, while others said they had ventured into the apartment in a fit of courage. However, these stories remained mere whispers, and the true nature of the curse remained a mystery. One night, a young and curious man named Daniel made the fateful decision to enter the cursed apartment. He found the old, rusty key and opened the door. As he stepped inside, he was immediately struck by what he saw. The apartment had decayed over the years. The walls were peeling, the furniture covered in dust, and cracks marred every surface. Undeterred, Daniel summoned his courage and began to explore the apartment. However, he sensed that something was amiss. The walls bore traces of dried blood and strange symbols. In the center of the room lay a lifeless body. Daniel's heart raced, and shock coursed through him. The body's head had been severed, and its eyes stared lifelessly, frozen in a terrifying expression. Panic washed over Daniel, and he attempted to retreat, but the door had closed behind him, and the key had fallen to the floor. Something in the room was moving closer, and the lifeless body seemed to come to life. The entire room's atmosphere changed suddenly, growing colder, and an eerie silence descended. But then, as suddenly as it had begun, the room's eerie transformation ceased. A strange mist enveloped Daniel, blurring his vision, and he found himself transported to a different time and place. In an instant, he was no longer in the cursed apartment. Instead, he stood on the streets of what appeared to be the mid-1940s. The surroundings were strangely familiar yet foreign. He felt as if he had inhabited the body of a man who had lived in that era. As he moved forward, he spotted a woman, the very same woman he had seen lifeless in the cursed apartment. Daniel witnessed conversations and events from their past, piecing together the tragic story. The man had lost the woman he loved and, unable to bear the pain, had taken his own life. The incident had caused a sensation in the newspapers of that day. Then, in a flash, Daniel was back in the cursed apartment. The lifeless body was gone, and only he remained. He realized that the apartment had been reliving the events of that horrific night. The door creaked open, and Daniel rushed out into the corridor, fleeing as fast as he could. From that day on, he never spoke of the cursed apartment's secret. Daniel had deciphered the curse's origin, but it continued to haunt him in his memories. The apartment building still concealed its terrifying secret, but at least it no longer replayed those gruesome events. Daniel, however, carried the scars of that night with him. Though he couldn't forget, he found a way to live with the haunting memories. The ghosts of the past would always be a part of him.